So I've been dating in Austin. It's terrible. But I didn't see this one coming, you all. So the first time I go to this guy's apartment, we've gone on a few dates, and I notice...
Hi there. Welcome to the Coach Craig Kenneth Show. I am your host, Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm your co-host, Coach Victoria.
And today we're going to be looking at dating and hygiene.
Whew, important topic.
You know, I kind of assume that most people have decent hygiene out there, although I don't know why.
It's a bold assumption, Craig.
Because I've gone to MegaCon and I should know better. A lot of people are stinking over there.
Oh, yeah.
And, I came across this video where this woman finds out that this guy is not using soap, and then he lies about it. And to me, this is pretty wild, and I would be very turned off if someone that I was dating was not using soap.
Yeah.
Have you run across this or heard about this issue?
I mean, there's definitely situations where you go into someone's bathroom and you see that there is no soap around. And then they have to go to like some closet to get the soap. So you're like, okay, does this family use soap, or do they just kind of use water? Do they just kind of walk out? And I mean, there is a reason why it says employees must wash hands in every establishment in the U.S. It's probably because somebody out there made it a rule because it had to be a rule.
Yeah, I hate to say this. I don't know if you ladies realize this, but a lot of guys do not wash their hands when they are in the men's room. Yeah, it's kind of gross. Like, you'll see it as a man because, they'll go to the urinal and they just won't go to the sink.
Just walk away.
They just walk right out.
They're like, all right, I'm done here.
It's even worse when they're in the stall.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
But believe me, it happens a lot more than you think.
And hygiene is important to dating because I think it's reflective of self-care. Mm-hmm. If you're caring for yourself, you make sure that you're clean. And it's not only just you need to smell good and be pristine, but it also is related to your health. Right?
And other people's.
Right? Because here we're talking about bacteria. We're talking about illnesses that can result from poor hygiene. So yes, this very much can be a dating issue.
So let's just play this clip.
All right, let's
This
see
poor woman. I feel bad for her.
We need a can of Lysol for this one.
So I've been dating in Austin. It's terrible. But I didn't see this one coming, you all. So the first time I go to this guy's apartment, we've gone on a few dates, and I notice that he doesn't have soap in his shower. Maybe he's out. I don't know. Don't say anything about it. A month goes by. We've been going on other dates. We go to his apartment. I look in the shower. Still no soap. This is weird. This is really weird. So I ask him and I say, hey, do you have any soap? And he says, oh, I ran out. I don't have any soap right now. And I said, well, how long have you been out of soap? He's like, oh, a few days. And I said, well, what have you been doing? He said, I've been using hot water.
15 years.
If you don't have soap, use something. Laundry detergent, Get creative, but zero soap at all. Jeez.
And single guys can do stuff like this and be forgetful about stuff like this with their hygiene. I hate to say it, but let's see what happens. I feel
You're
like
dating someone.
It's going to get worse.
The laundry detergent thing was a joke. Please don't attempt that.
And I told him that I actually noticed about a month before that he didn't have any soap. And he eventually admits that
And it turns out his hot water heater is broken too.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Using hot water is fine to wash your body in his mind. So I told him that I did not agree with that and that he needed to get some soap. So he got some soap, and then I went back to his apartment. He had soap. The soap was completely full. I asked him if he used the soap. He said he did. I unscrewed the cap. The little foil thingy is still on the soap. He had not used the soap. So that's how my dating life is going.
That's pretty brutal.
Oh, man.
I would be pretty disgusted if I found out someone I was dating was not using soap.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this before we filmed this one because I told her a little bit was on there just so we had an idea. Mm-hmm. And I said, don't you have to use soap, right, to clean yourself? And So we Googled it.
Yeah, I was embarrassed to Google it under my
She was.
my public Google search, but we looked it up, and soap helps the bacteria wash away.
It
Go
says you
figure.
don't need soap to kill the bacteria, but it helps to get it off of your skin and the oil off of your skin.
And I don't remember if you've ever done that experiment in elementary school where they put washable paint on your hands. Then they have some of the kids wash their hands with just water. Then they have the other kids wash their hands with soap to kind of show what can be removed, what debris can be removed with soap, and the purpose of soap. And so soap is something that's good. Listen, we're no dermatologists here. So if he has a really good reason as to why he's not using soap on his body, and he can talk to her about that, that's one thing. But, you know,
I'm not buying
at least
it.
in your stinky areas, come on. You know, get some cleanliness going here.
Oh, it's brutal.
And to lie about it. You know, he could have just said, you know, really, this is my habit. I don't use soap, and you know,
I
if
prefer
you-
to smell. Okay.
I mean, we don't know. She didn't bring up the fact that he had a particular odor, but if it's working for him and she's okay with that, that's one thing. But it sounded like she's trying to say, hey, this is something about hygiene that's important to me. You know, would you be willing to, to use some soap?
I'd be looking for some soap to see if he's washing his bed sheets.
Yeah, that too. That too.
What do you think is more offensive, lying about the soap or not using the soap? Because they're both pretty bad. But the fact that he lied about it, and only because she was investigating did she figure this out.
Yeah.
I think it tells more about his character than anything, right? So he's sneaky, he's lying about it, he's hiding it. I mean, this is someone you just started dating, right?
Yeah, yeah. I wish he could just be more forthcoming about not using soap if he's going to stick with that, or at least give the soap a try.
I don't know. I would be out. This would be a deal breaker for me.
It would be a deal breaker for
It's
me
a
too.
deal breaker. What is it? A deal breaker for you guys? No soap?
Then again, I am a bit of a fragrance junkie, so I do like my smells. That's something that's very important. And that's
Well, he's gonna have a smell.
not that kind of smell. I'm not into that animalic, musky, that natural musk smell, you know. So different people have different preferences. Maybe he will find, you know, somebody else who has the same hygiene practices as him.
New funk for men.
So
Yeah, so I thought this was pretty crazy. Has anyone out there run into this? Is this a common issue that people aren't, practicing good hygiene out there and then lying about it, hiding it? I mean, to me, this is a deal breaker. I'm sorry. I'm out.
It's an important conversation to have because, you know, now with the emergence of aluminum-free deodorants and natural deodorants, some of which don't work very well, you know, those things are out there. And different people do have different hygiene preferences and things that they will tolerate. And so, you know, there could be a partner that says, hey, I'm okay with that. This is how I care for my body. This is my natural scent. These are my pheromones. And, you know, this is what you got to deal with. And somebody might be compatible. Somebody, you know, like me, who's super into smelling like everything artificial, that probably wouldn't work for me, depending.
Yeah, this would not work for me. I'm sorry, but that's a deal breaker. And it's even worse that it's like, okay, now I don't even trust this person because they're lying about it and they were saying they were using it.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the tip of the iceberg, really.
What else do you think he's hiding?
I don't know. I would take a black light to those sheets. It's going to look like a crime scene in there.
Oh, no.
I bet if she saw the sheets under a black light, that would be she'd run out the door screaming.
I mean, it would be hilarious if he was super tidy with everything else, but that was just the one thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're not wearing soap and getting the oils and dirt off, and when you lay in the bed, it's probably going to be kind of funky in there.
What if he, you know, washes his sheets excessively?
So I got it. So he's overcompensating with the sheets.
Exactly.
All right, not bad, not bad.
Possibility.
He's a laundry detergent man. He hops in the laundry machine
With it.
with the clothes.
That's why there's no soap.
That's why there's no soap. He saves on water and electricity.
Oh, man.
That's why. All right, now we understand. He's frugal.
All right. What do you guys think? And add in, what types of soaps do you guys use? What kind of fragrances? I'm very curious as a fragrance junkie myself. So tells me a lot about you.
Very interesting. Have you ever had to break up with somebody or end it because of this reason?
That's a good one too.
Yeah, love to hear it. All right. So I thought this was an interesting one to share. We like to get into a lot of different topics, and this one really was like, wow, okay. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon.